Hi friends, today let's dive into the Hunger Games! At the end of Mockingjay the book, and therefore Mockingjay Part 2 the movie, President Coin brings all of the surviving victors in a room together.
What's this? The remaining victors. Won't you join us?
She asks them all to vote on her idea that she believes will bring the rebels the closure that they need after years of mistreatment under the Capitol.
Thirst for blood is a difficult urge to satisfy. So, I offer an alternative plan.
She proposes the idea of a final symbolic Hunger Games, wherein the children of people who are high up in the Capitol would be reaped and therefore be the tributes.
You want to have another Hunger Games with the Capitol's children?
The 7 remaining victors discuss this amongst themselves, and each of them vote, and the results are as shown. The vote is the same in both the books and the movies, which means that in either case the Hunger Games were voted for and therefore should have occurred. However, the agreement is only a verbal agreement. None of the victors or President Coin sign anything. It never actually becomes official. President Coin plans on announcing the result of this vote, and therefore announcing the last Hunger Games, after President Snow's execution.
Excellent. We'll announce the games tonight, after the execution.
Which means, up until the announcement actually happens, the only people who are aware of this agreement are the 8 people who were in that room, of which 3 were completely opposed.
No, obviously not. This is crazy.
I vote no.
No. We need to stop viewing each other as enemies.
However, as most of you probably know, Katniss kills Coin instead of executing President Snow. This means that President Coin never actually has the opportunity to announce the final Hunger Games officially. As I said earlier on, nothing was signed, there was no official paperwork, and without the official announcement, a future president has nothing to base themselves off. Speaking of the next president, once President Coin was murdered, it became the priority of the new government to get a new president as soon as possible. So any other plans that they had, including possibly the plan of the final symbolic Hunger Games, ends up going on a back burner until a new president can be instated. The president who is elected is Commander Paler, who is very, very different to President Coin.
Then there is no sacrifice too great.
I won't commit my people to a ground assault just to pillage weapons.
Paler shows time and time again she is completely against needless killings and vengeance.
This is why I won't condone a mass suicide.
She agrees and is aware that wars mean casualties, but that doesn't mean you should just kill people for the sake of killing them, and definitely not because of vengeance. The Hunger Games were born out of an idea of needing vengeance for something, and Paler is completely against the Hunger Games and vengeance killings. It's not even sure if Paler or any other member of the government was even aware of Coin's plan. If they were aware that Coin had this idea of a last symbolic Hunger Games, Paler would have been completely against it. As a new president, Paler could actually stop this from happening, especially because Coin never had any official paperwork or an official announcement for the symbolic Hunger Games. And yes, it's possible that the conversation between Coin and the other victors was being recorded. Remember, we're in Snow's mansion. Even if it were recorded though, President Paler, potentially other members of the government, and especially the 3 victors who were against this idea, would all insist that you need a written agreement to be able to put this in place. A verbal agreement is just not enough. Whether she's aware of this idea or not, Paler would likely put in place some type of a law that you're not allowed to start off new Hunger Games. As we said, she is completely against anything that even remotely resembles the Hunger Games, so it's not surprising that this is something she would want to have as a law. So with the new law stating that you're not allowed to have any type of Hunger Games or something relating to the Hunger Games happen, and with Coin's plan not having any actual physical proof as to it needing to happen, it seems very unlikely that these games were going to happen. As for the victors who actually did vote for the symbolic Hunger Games, they likely wouldn't actually push the idea. First of all, it wasn't even their own idea to start off with, so it's not that important to them.
We hold a symbolic Hunger Games.
Secondly, though they may want to be able to see the capital citizens suffer in the same way they did, their priority now would be to heal from the trauma that they went through. Once the tensions of the war have finally gone and everybody can move on with their lives, these victors will no longer want to revisit anything to do with the Hunger Games. They need to heal.
We've all suffered so much, but we owe it to their memories and to our children to do our best with these lives. I hope you're both finding some peace. Manny.
I personally just don't think these last symbolic Hunger Games happened. I'm pretty sure if they did, Katniss would have likely mentioned them at some point. And regardless, everything I just said kind of seems to prove they didn't happen. But what do you think? Do you think that they happened? Please tell me in the comment section down below. And until next time, happy bubbles! If you want to see any of the other videos that I've done on the Hunger Games, you can click on the box on the left to find out if there were previous failed rebellions, or you can click on the box on the right to find out if Plutarch was a rebel or a loyalist first. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos!